Steve Nodine's murder trial ended with a hung jury. Jurors deliberated for 8 hours today, but they only reached a verdict on one charge. Jurors were deadlocked and a mistrial was declared for both the murder and stalking charges. However, Nodine was found guilty of an ethics violation for misusing his county-issued truck. And we've had a team of reporters bringing you the latest developments in this case from the very start. Fox News reporter Libby Amos has been in the courtroom for the past 2 weeks. She joins us live now from the Baldwin County Courthouse with reaction from one of the jurors. Libby?
Bob and Lenise, after 2 weeks of testimony and more than 300 pieces of evidence, the jury in Steve Nodine's murder trial was unable to reach a verdict on count 1, murder, and count 2, felony stalking. Like you guys just mentioned, he was found guilty on count 3 of the indictment, which was the ethics violation. That is a Class A misdemeanor and punishable up to a year in prison. That means the jury did believe Nodine misused his privileges as a county commissioner. Namely, he used his county-issued pickup truck for personal use. Now, before we got all of that information in that one part of the verdict, the jury submitted 4 different questions to the judge all throughout the afternoon, asking for more assistance on how they could reach their verdict. One juror said the atmosphere in the deliberation room was very intense and that at some points some of the jurors even were raising their voices in disagreement. It took the jury more than 7 hours to decide not to decide. One juror said she's extremely disappointed that the group couldn't come to an agreement.
I'll probably cry all the way home because, I'm disappointed. And because we've worked so hard, to try to come to a conclusion. And then, I think it's all about her. And I think, she couldn't defend herself. And because she couldn't defend herself, it was just sad when you have this much evidence. And then when you go home, you're concerned with that.
On the murder and felony stalking charges, 9 people were in favor of convicting Steve Nodine, including Barton.
The fact that I was convinced that she was wanting to move away from her life, 6 years had gone by of this relationship. I clearly believe she loved him with all her heart. I don't believe he loved her with all his heart. He didn't, evidently. And I just feel like, she was wanting to move on. She had finally come to the conclusion that she had to move on.
Angel Downs' mother, Thelma Hinckley, was disappointed with the mistrial, but she's ready for a retrial.
Yes. I'll do it tomorrow if that's what they want.
Hinckley says regardless of today's outcome, she is happy with the state's presentation of the case.
I am very pleased. Very much so. They have not disappointed us at all. So just wish they would let the truth come out about my daughter and what has happened to her over the last few years.
And you feel like that will come out the second go around?
Well, whether it does or not, we know the truth.
The juror you just met, Judy Barton, told us that on the murder count and the felony stalking count, the vote from within the jury was 9-3, but that they could not get the group to come to a unanimous decision. The nine people who were in favor of convicting Nodine on both of those counts. She said after they came back into the courtroom and told the judge, we can't reach a verdict, and he told them, I think you can, go back and try again, the atmosphere in the room at that point got even more intense. The jury did go back and deliberate for about another hour, but returned after that, telling the judge for the second time that they were hopelessly deadlocked and could not reach a verdict. At that point, Judge Parton had to declare a mistrial. Now, the next district attorney of Baldwin County, if they decide to try this case, it will happen again in 2011. We'll just have to wait for that information to come out. I'll have some reaction from the state and the defense to today's declaration of a mistrial coming up at 9:30. Reporting live from the Baldwin County Courthouse, I'm Libby Amos for Fox 10 News.